Do you have a brilliant startup idea but are stuck in the launching phase? Are you feeling overwhelmed by funding, marketing, or just where to start? Don't let your startup idea stay grounded. Visit our website at eapla.com to schedule a Blue Couch meeting and launch your startup journey today.
All right, another episode of On The Cusp. We're on a roll today, but we're going from snakes to bikes, okay? So this is really going to be a lot of fun for us. But Matt, welcome back.
Yes, I mean, I'm excited about this. When I heard you had Dave riding an electric bike around his farm,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good stuff.
So we got Dereck Yagle from Flugers.
That's right.
Okay, and Dereck, what is Flugers?
So Flugers was an idea right after COVID that wanted to create a retail space that people could find outdoor recreational gear like bikes, e-bikes, kayaks, rooftop tents, pretty much anything that you could go out and explore the world with. So,
Cool.
And so you're pretty much got a pretty broad outside market.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
And you opened a store in Bossier.
Yes. So we're originally out of Longview, Texas. We opened it in April of 2021. And then we expanded over into Bossier just recently this year in February. So we're pretty fresh to the area.
So yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first store in Longview. So you open it on a whim.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're into this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you open it, and it works.
It did. So yeah, I was, in as a sales rep for a company and then I worked with them for 11 years, and I was a recreation at best, riding mountain bikes, getting into kayaks, doing some rooftop tent, jeeping kind of deal.
Yeah.
And once COVID came around, my sales were impacted, and I found value, and I was like, you know what, let's see if I can explore and do something myself, invest in myself. There were some incentives for all that at that time, and so I took the risk. I've been an entrepreneur for years. I had detailing businesses when I was in college, things like that. So this
once it's in you,
oh man,
dude, like you can try to go take a job and then hold it down, but dude, it's bubbling up.
Yep, and that's exactly what it was, And then we found a location in Longview, and I prayed on it, and I was excited to be a part of the community, and I just saw value in it. And next thing I know, we opened in 21, and yeah, it's been a rush ever since then.
So out of those products, what is your heavy hitter? What do you sell the most of?
So it's only been 4 years, and so whenever I looked into the business, there's three things I wanted to approach: bicycles, kayaks, and rooftop tents and camping.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is it. This is our structure. And it's funny how fast that shifted. With everything going on, e-bikes have been our number one selling.
Dude, people are loving them.
I bought less than a month ago. He came to
got
see
a
us in
customer to my left here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember
He
the first
came
time
to
I saw one was not that. I mean, when they were really starting to be a thing, or a cool thing that people saw.
Yeah, and then, just like electric vehicles, they have shifted, smaller batteries, longer distance. The prices came down where they're more affordable for everybody. I mean, we got a lot of people that come to us for commuting even. So it's not just recreational stuff. It's stuff that people are going back and forth to their
I saw
job.
a guy riding one the other day down Fern, and he was getting it.
Yeah.
I mean, he might, I think he was speading.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've only done 21 on mine.
Yeah.
I've gotten it up to 21. I haven't really tested it, And a couple of farmers out, on my wife's farm, I was riding it down the road,
yuppie?
and they pulled me over and said, "What the hell is that?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Sure.
Okay? And giving me a hard time about it. And I said, "Well, I plan to live a long time. I need a little exercise. I'm not just riding around in a pickup truck drinking beer like you."
Yeah.
Okay?
That's it.
I'm riding my e-bike.
Yeah, and that's just it. A lot of people don't understand. It is a good source of exercise still, but it's something that you can kind of help you prolong your ride, get you out there. Instead of going 5 miles, you turn it into a 20-mile ride. It helps you get out there. And
I told Dereck the other day, I'm going to have him out to the house. I'm going to show him my 20-mile loop.
Yeah.
Okay. He can probably do that right now. I can't.
I don't know. I might bring my e-bike for that route too.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty flat. So
well, that helps too. But a lot of people come to us for that. A lot of people have had knee surgeries, or like my mom, fibromyalgia, stuff like that restricts them on normal rides. and it helps
That's
them
so
get
cool.
out there and prolong the rides and explore. And it's kind of an ease of mind thing, where anybody can get out there, and if you see a hill coming, you can up the assist and just kind of enjoy the ride again.
Yep.
Dude, I had a friend get one not long ago, and I jumped on it. Man, it's fun to ride.
It is.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really is
Yeah.
fun to ride.
Yeah, and you can see the benefits, I think, of it too. You get out there, get your heart rate up, still going. You just prolong it.
I'm just trying to see how fast I can get that thing going, you know?
Yeah.
And then hit it and see, you know,
I don't know
I'm like
about that.
race car driving
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't, I haven't done that
26.
yet. Okay, I did buy a helmet though. So while we're
Yes.
talking about that, I did go get a helmet because
Yeah.
you know I have a tendency to push myself above my
Yeah,
skill level.
that's good.
Okay, so definitely buy a helmet
Yep.
if you're getting one.
And that's a lot of people. You know, people get on there, and we get people of all ages, you know, but then they get out there and they do that exact thing. They'll get on mountain bike trails and find out that trees come to them a lot faster on these things than they
Oh,
would on an analog bike.
That's right.
And so they have to tone it down a little bit. They have to, you know, realize what's going on, because it does. It
Dude, I didn't
it
even
affects
think
your
about
ride.
taking one of
Now,
those, like,
let-
on a real trail.
And
Oh,
it
yeah.
helps with the hills, and that way you can enjoy the downhill. And so that's a big selling point too. So
That's cool.
But you're doing more than just selling bikes and
Oh, yeah.
outdoor equipment. I mean, you got a really comprehensive strategy. You're going to start doing events.
Yeah, we are. So we've already done that in Longview. I was blessed to get Best of East Texas a few times over there already. We got community developer for the last 2 years over there, so we were very involved in the community. That's just hosting rides, weekly rides. That's hosting events like mountain bike races for a series to expose the
awesome.
trails. And the more we get exposed to trails, the more we get people out on the trails, the more volunteers that happens. That just grows that community. And now we're looking to bring that over into Shreveport-Bossier area. We're going to be able to host some rides, host some events. There is a great community here of riders already. There's a lot of great groups that you can follow on Facebook and join, and that was kind of exciting to see. You know, when you come to an area, sometimes that's not always the case. So like Longview, there wasn't a huge bicycle following outside of like road bike cycling. So we started a Facebook group for mountain bikers, and now it has 1,000+ members in there, and it gets people involved. It gets people around each other that have the same common interest. So we're excited to bring that to this area.
And you're doing kayaks?
Yeah. So
I feel like kayak has always been, like, we have cool bodies of water. It's like something that I've always waited to like take off in Shreveport. Sure. And just that it hasn't.
It hasn't.
No.
Like maybe like I'd love to help you work on a kayak event.
Well,
Where
absolutely.
we got like kayak enthusiasts, because I feel like we could like spark some. I mean, dude,
I
hopefully
mean, the
you're
challenge,
starting already.
the
but-
challenge becomes everybody thinks you can just throw a kayak in the river, you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, go.
I wouldn't go throw a
wouldn't
kayak
do
in the
that
Red
right
River.
now, okay?
Yeah, it's current's pretty quick right now.
Pretty high right
Yeah.
now. You'll be at Lock and Dam 5 in 30 minutes.
They'll pull you out of there in Natchitoches.
Absolutely. You've kind of got to sort of know what you're doing. But that is something that, even as an economic development organization, we've looked at. Why no kayaking in Shreveport-Bossier? I mean, we have more
12 Mile
waterway.
Bayou would be such a cool place to kayak.
I think-
I mean, the Duck Pond. I mean, Champion
Absolutely.
Lake. There's a lot of cool
There
spots.
are. Now that they're actually putting a boat ramp on 12 Mile Bayou up by 49 in the park up there,
Oh, cool.
that's going in right now. You're going to be able to put in at 12 Mile, and then you'll be able to take out right there. So, I mean, I'm already thinking
It's
about
beautiful
it.
in there.
Yeah.
I used to take
Yeah.
my boat and just ride up and down there. I mean, that really would be a great
be a
place
nice
just to
ride.
kayak.
Yeah, we're in the sportsman paradise, right? That's
Yeah.
what you
That's
guys,
right.
you know.
Absolutely.
And I think there is a lot of bodies of water, but there is already groups. Again, we're finding people coming to our store here in Bossier, and they're like, "Hey, we have this women's group that does kayaking on the regular," and they want us to help them expose that. And that's part of our job too. Is when somebody comes into us, be like, "Hey, have you heard of this group? Have you heard of this part? Hey, we're hosting this event," you know, kind of deal.
Yeah.
We have a flyer board in our store, and I think that's very,
cool,
you
yeah.
know, you have to do that. You have to have it to where people can share their hobbies together for like-minded people. And that's what we're for. We're really just to bring attention to all that.
Dude, that's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Dereck, was there any one thing that really was difficult in launching a business in Northwest Louisiana you want to talk about?
One, how long do we have today? No, I think the first thing is, you know, the kickoff of understanding, the taxes and all that other stuff. That and alone, just trying to raise the capital. Expanding has been an issue already, you think, oh, we're just going to mirror this and take it over here and copy and paste it and put it over there. And you forget how much you've invested.
Right.
And sacrificed, in your personal life.
Yeah, because over time, the thing it morphs.
It does.
I know, like, what I opened 11 years ago is very different to what I own today.
Yeah, we look back at the opening day pictures in 2011, and you were like, God, how did we open up a bike shop? We had and especially during COVID time, bikes were hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And then people were coming to me, and my vendors were talking to me, and they're like, you're really thinking about, how many bikes are you going to be able to get from vendors? And it was limited.
Yeah.
And luckily we had great customers at that point, continuous support from family and friends, and it grew. Now, we strive off of just having awesome customer service and then great feedback, great reviews.
Well, I think that was one of the things that convinced me to go ahead and do it is I don't want to work on it, right? And I have a tendency to break a lot of stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Ask my wife, she'll tell you. Yeah. There's nothing on that farm I haven't broken.
There you go.
Okay? I wanted someplace to take it and say, hey, this thing ain't running right.
Sure.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Okay?
And when we get a lot of that, we get a lot of people from buying e-bikes online that don't have that support. We get a lot of people, that just don't realize what they bought into or whatever that is. And we have a full service center at both stores. We pride ourselves on being able to repair bikes. We landed a great technician here. He grew up in Shreveport, has been in the industry for 20 plus years. So that was a help. Those kind of things happen.
Bike shop mechanics
Yeah.
are a breed of their own.
They are.
They are like the coolest, weirdest people you'll ever meet.
Amazing, right? Like
Yeah.
they are. They're great. I mean, it was something that I had to land to really open a store that was reliable because 90% of our reviews you'll see on Google are actually bike repair related. It's not, hey, they sold us on this was great. We get those, but usually it's like, hey, they fixed up my old bike. They made it valuable again. They made this bike run
Well,
the way
most
it
of the
should.
time, if you're just going to go to a big box store and you buy a bike off the rack, you bring it home, it doesn't work, you lay it down twice and you got problems.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you
People
junk
don't
it.
realize that.
Yeah.
So find a grade if that's what you want to do. Go buy it.
Sure.
They're still coming to you.
Yeah.
Man, having a nice bike, like once you have nice bikes and like keep them up, it's hard to go back.
It
to
is.
like an old, like go to the Target.
And you're not
buy
going
a
to park
bike.
it outside. You don't pull up. My wife is upset because my bike now takes up a little bit of space, okay? You don't just pull up and lean it over, on the fence there and leave it, okay?
Yeah, no, we cater to all of them. We service from, Huffy's all the way up. We want to make sure people, our thing isn't that we're just going to sell you a new one. We want to educate you on why, maybe, but also we want to be able to, repair what you have. We never tell you that you need something new, but at the same time, we try to show value, obviously, whether it's components, where they're riding. Our goal is to learn what you're doing with the bike and then properly size you and fit you and get you on the right style of bike for what you're doing. We don't want to put you on a long travel mountain bike just because you want a mountain bike.
Right.
But, if you don't need a long travel mountain bike, you're not going downhill. If you're just going down the Arthur T. Parkway.
Right, like me.
Yeah, we don't want you to be on something like that. You're gonna not like the experience, and that's not our job. Our job is to get you on there and have you in that hobby forever.
So your bikes, but you don't do like the road bikes.
Yeah, we do road,
you're
gravel,
doing all bikes.
everything. So we cover from balance bikes all the way up is our kind of theory.
Okay,
so
cool.
You have kids on balance bikes, and we have guys that are doing, the $10,000, $12,000 road
Yeah,
bikes.
he showed me one.
Yeah, so
He was
my
like,
like,
I
so
said,
I'm
well,
getting
that
ready
one is
for
definitely
triathlon
not for me.
season. I can bring that bike to you. And you
Absolutely.
okay, I'll bring it next week.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
2 bikes sitting out there right now that need to get tuned up.
And we want to cater to that. We want to be able to help people no matter what the experience or however they're getting on 2 wheels. We sell Specialized, Santa Cruz, Orbea, major high-end brands.
Yeah,
cool. And again, we're bringing those brands to this area, and that's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now, where is the store?
So, Bossier, we're located at 1120 Airline Drive, Suite 100. So we're on the corner of Barksdale Boulevard and Airline Drive. A lot of people know the building as the Rangeland Building. So if a lot of people, association.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Association.
Ellis Potter, like
Ellis
right
Pottery
by
parking lot.
Ellis Pottery, Rangeland uniforms.
the
right
Bossier
there.
Water Tower.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right there. Can't miss him.
So we're pretty conveniently located. We felt like this location helped with the Arthur Teague Parkway because the city's already invested in an amazing trail system. It's paved, it's great for anybody that's recreational to get into it of all ages. So we wanted to be close to that so we can host rides, weekly rides from our store, get on the parkway, make it safe for families.
That's awesome.
That's one of the reasons I got
Dude, I think that's really cool. I mean, it's awesome that you started in Longview and are already expanded. I mean, that's great, man. I hope you have 10 stores in a few years. Come back and tell us about it.
Our goal is 4 or 5, but the major thing that brought us over into this area was the Blanchard One North Adventure Park. I don't know if you've heard about this, but as a $23 million bike park, we were like, okay, that would feed into what we sell, what we believe in, the events, getting out and hosting rides. This would be a huge aspect for our business. So,
dude, I hear it's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard a lot.
I mean, a bunch of
I've
guys
already
went
been
out.
back to him looking at a rack so I can get the e-bike on the rack so that I can take my bike out there and actually ride it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great place to explore. I mean, it's going to have your kayak rentals, your
cool.
amphitheater. It's going to have your cross-country mountain bike. It's going to have a paved trail around the pond there. I call it a pond, but the lake there. And then it's also going to have a downhill area for downhill mountain biking. It's going to have a pump track.
I heard the trail is
park,
hardcore. Some guys ran it and said it was like, these are fast guys. And their times were like crazy slow. I think it's really hilly.
There's some elevation out there.
There is.
And they're going to be taking they've already engineered the prints of it, and they're going to take full advantage of all that. And that's what we need in this area. I mean, that's going to affect not only our Longview store, but it's going to go up into Texarkana. It's going to go into Ruston. I mean, Ruston's got a great trail already, but it's going to amplify everything around here.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we want to be in the forefront of it. We want to be right in the middle of it.
Yeah, we need people telling people about it. We need stores like yours that people come in and you're like, hey, and go out there and check this out.
Sure.
You have this cool stuff.
Well, hang out with us for a day, and I'll sound like a broken record because I'm telling every customer that comes in there because as soon as they dive off, whether they're into rucking, hiking, whatever, I tell them about this because it's going to cater to everybody.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And that's what's really
That's
neat
why I
about
went
it.
e-bike. I'm not rucking anymore. I did that for 26 years, and you'd have to pay me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a trend you're getting into. That went for fun.
Hey, you're 22 years old. You want to
Some guy yelling at you.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Brings back nightmares.
That's right. I'll hit the throttle and pass you by. Okay, on that.
Wave at him.
Yeah, Dereck, this has been great, and the
thank
best of luck to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
We're glad you came and talked to us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I
Thank
appreciate
you, man.
it.
I appreciate you.
Yes,
for
thank
sure.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
that's
deal,
a wrap.
man.
Enjoy the podcast? We would love your feedback about today's show and who you think should be our next guest. Send us an email at info@eapla.com. Also, be sure to share the show and leave a comment on our social media post.